Julia Trubkina and Brandon Gibbs, still riding the honeymoon wave in the public eye recently, clocked in another picturesque getaway, a sun-drenched vacation to the United Arab Emirates, honoring Brandon's milestone 30th birthday. What looked like the perfect escape, however, came wrapped in unsettling undertones that unfolded once they touched down back in the US. The smiling postcard, beach days and bright horizons from the outside. Their trip radiated joy, stolen glances, exotic skylines, and glimpses of genuine laughter. Julia's Instagram stories and posts hinted at pure bliss, a couple immersed in romance and relaxation, escaping life's daily noise for salted waves and glittering city lights. Yet, halfway through a video of Julia boarding the plane, a nonchalant voice intoned, "I've got 99 problems, but I'm getting on a plane and ignoring them all." It was charming and symptomatic, as it turns out, of the very issues she was attempting to leave behind. Reality hits, visa woes and lingering uncertainties. Those 99 problems weren't so easily ignored. Upon arrival, Julia's social media became a hub of tense transparency. She hadn't renewed her green card in time, missing the deadline by several months, and subsequently, a critical document. The consequences? Uncertainty over her legal status in the U.S., a place she's tried building a life with Brandon. To add emotional weight, Julia referenced the volatile situation in her home country, Russia, highlighting how global tensions intensified her anxieties. This wasn't just paperwork, it was the existential fear of being unwelcome or uncertain in a place she now calls home. Under the Instagram filter, the burden behind the frame behind those carefully curated posts and sunlit images lay a more vulnerable truth. Julia navigating immigration laws with a ticking clock, weighed down by geopolitical baggage. She captioned her post with stark clarity, "Well, if seriously, the problems have not gone away. We have returned home and continue to deal with the issue of my status, buying a house and looking for ways to move my family here." That phrase, distressing details, may not have been hers exactly, but it's impossible to read between the words she chose and not sense the emotional strain, worry, fear, the suffocating reality of an influx of unresolved pressures. A creative reconstruction. 90DF's Julia speaks out. Beneath the glimmer of reality TV lies a heart wrestling with transition and sometimes turmoil. In that spirit, here's a vivid narrative as if Julia herself were telling us the story directly. A shoreline of smiles, the elevator music of vacation, palm swing, turquoise waves, and Brandon's laughter echoing as Julia slid into a sun lounger. The couple snapped photos, him pulling her into a picture-perfect embrace, her eyes alight with mischief. But Julia couldn't shake the unease, a nagging worry hiding behind every filtered sunset. The caption read something lighthearted, getting on the plane and ignoring everything else, but in her mind, nothing was ignorable. Plane ride of anxieties. As the plane hummed through daylight, Julia's heart sank. She scrolled through legal reminders, green card, renewal, deadline long past. She texted her attorney, fear rising. What if returning here meant trouble? Detention? Rejection? The voiceover in her head, "You've got problems, Julia. Big ones. Homecoming." Not so golden. The plane wheels touched down. Her legs trembled. Brandon greeted her with a kiss, but Julia was already unsteady. That evening, she opened Instagram story and wrote, "Returned home. My status, still unresolved. We're looking for a house. We're working on bringing my family here too." The words trembled on the screen, calm, but quivering. The distress wasn't in shouting, it was in her silence between the lines. Into the storm of real life their planned home search stalled. Should they stretch their budget? Should Julia postpone, endure another bureau call, another visa letter? And war news from Russia rattled her more. Every headline, every statistic, reminders of home shrinking further away. Brandon, ever supportive, held her hand tightly in the grocery line, saying, "We'll figure it out." But Julia heard the truth in his eyes, "I'm terrified too." Posting strength. Feeling thin, she posted a sunset, burnt orange sky kissing palm trees. Caption, "Dream large, love deeper, breathe through it all." Her followers flooded with heart emojis. Not a script. They would never know the legal limbo she was living in. That night, alone in bed, Julia whispered the same sentiment to an empty pillow, "Please let this work out." The unseen cost of the reality romance immigration anxiety. It's one thing to miss a deadline. It's another to comprehend that missing it could unravel your future, your safety, your sense of home, family aspirations on hold, plans of buying a house, bringing loved ones across borders. They're not just dreams, they're lifelines. And when status is uncertain, those lifelines flicker. Geopolitical ghosts, the instability back in Russia, the war, escalating tension simply intensified her emotional burden. Even as she stood on American soil, she felt the pull of conflict and community. Media versus Reality, while fans might see sun-soaked selfies, Julia lives in a constant duality, presenting strength while cradling worry in her chest. Final reflection, distress in the details. So yes, Julia Trubkina did share distressing details about returning from vacation. The mirrors might show sunshine, but the cracks beneath reveal fear, frustration, and resolve. Reality TV may entertain, but Julia's story confronts us with something more: the human cost of chasing a life across borders, between cultures, amid changing laws and fragile hopes. Her real-life narrative is a blend of love, struggle, resilience, and until every border, form, and deadline is honored, she, and countless others in her position, must carry the weight of distress in their hearts. If you'd like, I can help you expand specific scenes, deepen character reflections, or adjust the tone. Just let me know.